All right, back for another Whodunit Beer review, and today I'm reviewing the fourth and final Whodunit Beer that was sent to me by a good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Kyle, over at No Hype Beer Review. So first things first, huge shout out to Kyle for all the beer he sent my way. If you haven't checked out Kyle's channel yet, highly recommend doing so. On top of being just a very generous individual, he's a great guy with awesome beer content. So like I said, I can't recommend his channel enough. I will post a link in the description box to not only Kyle's channel, but the beer mail unboxing video I did of the beers he sent my way. Although at this point, all of the Whodunit beers that he sent to me have been reviewed. I only have the Bourbon County brand Vanilla Stout to review, and that probably won't happen until sometime in 2019, maybe as part of a theme week. I don't know, unsure. But anyway, last weekend I did the first two of the four Whodunit beers that he sent to me, and I didn't do a great job, although some of you have mentioned that I did a pretty good job. I don't know, I'm usually harder on myself. I've talked to Kyle and Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews about this, but usually harder on yourself when it comes to Whodunit / mystery beers. If you don't nail it, you kind of feel disappointed. At least that's how I feel. And I think the first beer I did last week, I did okay on, and then the second one I didn't do that well. But yesterday I reviewed the third beer he sent my way, and I thought I didn't necessarily nail it, but it's the best of the bunch so far. So hopefully today is just as good as yesterday's, if not better. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Whodunit Beer Review series, basically they are blind beer reviews. Somebody will wrap up and conceal a beer. They will then either send or give me said beer. I'll review it. At the end of the review, I'll try to guess the style along with the ABV. And if I'm feeling froggy, I might actually try to guess the beer itself, although to this point, I've tried it once and it didn't go all that well, so I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, the first three beers that Kyle sent to me were 12-ounce bottles. This one is a 16-ounce can, and aside from being wrapped up in paper towels and painter's tape, I have no idea what it is. This has been out of my fridge for about half an hour, give or take a few minutes, so I don't know. I don't know if this is a hazy IPA, as so many 16-ounce cans are, or if this is something else, but you know, half an hour of the fridge should be fine. I'm rolling it just in case. Hopefully it doesn't explode on me, but that's all I know about this one. Let's crack this one open. It is not a hazy. It's actually, this is the dark beer. I don't want beer to go everywhere, so I have to wash my tabletop here, my tablecloth. I've done it plenty of times before. I don't want to do it again. Now, this is a dark beer, so hopefully it's all right. Oh, that's pouring out quite dark. All right, that should be enough. Let me just, I'm gonna cheat here. All right, so yeah, that looks like an Imperial Porter, Imperial Stout, about a, it's pretty dark brown, almost pitch black. It's kind of in between. I would just say dark brown. I wouldn't say, it's gonna come off on camera as pitch black. About a finger of this creamy mocha colored head, very creamy looking. Looks beautiful. Let's get a nose. Now I wish this was a little bit warmer, honestly. So the first thing I can say about this beer is that there are a lot of dark fruit vibes to this one, like plums, figs, raisins, dates, darker sweet cherries. Doesn't smell barrel aged, but you know, it could be. Yeah, definitely very heavy on the dark fruits. I just picked something else out there. Nice dark chocolate there. It has almost this licorice tobacco leathery thing going on too. Heavy on the roasted malts. This is a more of like a savory beer, or like an umami presence to the nose, where you're more savory Imperial Stout characteristics on the nose, where it's not like, you know, here's chocolate and caramel and toffee and vanilla and so on and so forth. This is more dark fruits, leather, tobacco, a little bit of even char, but not like a barrel char, just like a roasted malts, almost burnt malts type of nose to it. Ooh. I'm not really picking up a whole lot outside of that like dark fruit and that leathery tobacco thing. Maybe some dark chocolate, as I mentioned. There could be a little bit of adjuncts in here as well, but I'm not really picking up on like a distinct chocolate or vanilla or anything. Yeah, it smells pretty good. I want to get into it. So cheers, everyone, and thanks again, Kyle. First things first, it's incredibly smooth. Has a really nice, smooth, and slightly creamy mouthfeel. The body, it's not thick and syrupy, but it's like lower side of full body. Has a nice heft there. The taste kind of follows suit from, now it's getting kind of, let me just go back for another one. This one's all over. This one, I'm actually struggling with this one more so than any of the beers so far. This is definitely, I feel like a bigger beer. I don't think this is like 11, 12%. It's probably in the 9 to 10. I'd guess at least 8.5 to 9, I would say at the very least. There is a chest warming going down into the stomach. The flavor is kind of similar to the nose. It didn't carry over all the way, but big dark fruit components. This one, figs, dates, a little bit of like a raisin character as well. This one is actually way drier and more bitter than I anticipated. Now I'm kind of thinking like it could be in the realm of a black IPA or a hop-forward Imperial Stout. More dark chocolate, but like bittersweet dark chocolate, or like 70, 80% cacao bar chocolate. Yeah, a lot of just dark fruit, not overly sweet. The tobacco and leathery thing that I was getting in the nose really doesn't translate as well. There's a little bit of that like burnt roasted malt character that I was talking about. What I like about this is it's not huge and sweet. It's very rich and decadent, but there is a decent bitterness to this one. Now, if this is barrel aged, that bitterness, I have issues with this a lot, and I don't know if anyone else does that, but like a lot of times when I drink a barrel-aged beer or an oak-aged beer, a lot of times I can mistake the oak tannins for bitterness, like just straight up like hop bitterness. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm doing that right now. I would not be surprised if this has like an oak-aged presence to it, but I don't think this is necessarily in a barrel per se. Like I don't think there's bourbon or rye whiskey or like a red wine barrel or anything. I think if this has any barrel to it or any if it's hit a barrel at all, it's just oak-aged. I don't have much else to really say about this one. It's pretty good. Now that I just took a sip there, I'm getting like a distinct chocolatey flavor. Cacao nibs again, maybe cacao. Yeah, I don't want this review to be 25 minutes long, but now I'm picking up on a distinct chocolate flavor. Okay, so I really don't know. Like my palate is at a loss right now. My best guess is it's an Imperial Stout. I'm gonna say 9.8% Imperial Stout. I don't think there's any barrels involved. If there's anything going on, it's just a straight up oak aging. I feel like there might be cacao nibs in here, but I'm gonna stick with nothing. But the last couple sips starting to get cocoa nibs vibe to it. So we'll just go Imperial Stout, 9.8%. I don't think it's adjunct. I don't think it's barrel aged. There could be an oak or cocoa presence to this one, but I don't necessarily think that's the case. Let's see how wrong I am, because I'm feeling I'm pretty wrong. It could be a black IPA. Like I said, that bitterness I was kind of playing with my palate a bit, but I don't think so. It doesn't seem, if it is, it's maybe an aged black IPA. I don't know. I can already see it, and I feel like this is an evil twin beer that I did very poorly on. And if this is what I think it is, I didn't really hit the nail at all, and there's a lot of things I'm gonna be disappointed about. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, it's aged, okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so, all right, first off, I'll leave that on. Okay, so this is Evil Twins Imperial Biscotti Break, which I've had before. And this is the 2016 vintage, as you can see, Kyle put on it. So, Imperial Stout brewed with coffee and with almond and vanilla added. Honestly, 2016, the coffee has pretty much died. I think maybe that burnt malt character really coming from that coffee. I'm happy that it didn't turn into like the green pepper character. Yeah, it's just like a generic roast. Didn't pick up on the vanilla and almond. The last couple sips though, I was starting to get like pastry stout vibes, like I mentioned the cocoa. This one has a bigger bittering aspect than I remember with this beer, because I've had this beer plenty of times. 11.5% alcohol by volume, so I said 9.8, off by almost 2%. I will say this, for being at least 2 years old at this point, this is late 2018, so this could be almost closer to 3 years, or does it have a batch number 1? So I don't know what that means. So let's say this is at least 2 years, if not 2.5 years old. Yeah, the alcohol is relatively well hidden considering that it is 11.5%. But yeah, I wouldn't say I necessarily completely missed on this one, but I didn't hit it clearly. I did say Imperial Stout. I thought it was 9.8 as opposed to 11.5. Didn't pick up on the coffee, the almond, or the vanilla. Although to be fair, a lot of times with adjunct beers, the issue is that when you age them, especially when it comes to like coffee and coconut and stuff, they have a tendency to just fade away. And I feel like this is a beer that you probably shouldn't age. Well, at least I'm probably never going to age again, because I'm drinking this one, 2.5 years old, and I remember it being fresh a lot better. I would still say this is a good beer, and I'd probably put it in like the 4 to 4.25 range. So it is a pretty tasty beer, but with the age on it, I would probably not recommend aging this beer longer than probably a year. But anyway, if you guys have had this beer, let me know what you think about it. If you've had it aged, I really want to hear about it, because I've never aged this beer, and I'll tell you right now that I probably never will. So appreciate Kyle not only sending this beer, but all the beers. It's been a lot of fun, even though my incredibly stupid palate has not done a great job. The point of Whodunit beers or mystery beers are to try to test your palate, but also just have fun with it. That's the whole thing. So appreciate Kyle, like I said, hooking me up with all these. They've been a lot of fun, and he pulled some out of his cellar, and that's pretty cool, because I have no idea what I'm drinking, and the fact that he's pulling it out of the cellar, pretty cool. So appreciate you guys stopping by for another Whodunit beer review, and until the next one, cheers.